All right, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can modernize your home service business in 30 to 45 days by implementing a complete marketing, sales, and operations system that increases revenue, improves efficiency, and boosts profitability. Whether you're a home service business owner looking to grow or you're a private equity firm that's integrating a newly acquired company, this is for you, so stick around. I'm going to show you guys why most of these companies are sitting on an extra $500,000 to $750,000 in revenue that's literally just evaporating every single year. And it's not because you're bad at the trade, and it's not because there's no demand for your services, but it's literally just because the systems that sit between a lead coming in and the cash hitting your bank account are either broken or they don't exist at all. And we can help you fix that in 30 to 45 days. By the end of this video, you're going to see exactly how we do it using our 3-phase modernization system. And that's what we've done to help businesses add an extra 20 to 40% more booked jobs and increase EBITDA by 10 to 25% in under 90 days. So if you're tired of watching money just leak out of your business, stick around and I hope you find some stuff in here value. Here's the truth. Most home service businesses, you guys are incredible at the trade, like genuinely masters of your craft, provide an excellent service. But when it comes to the modern parts of running a business, like marketing, sales systems, automations, a lot of operators are basically still running on duct tape and a prayer. So let me just paint a picture of what this actually looks like. This sounds like you and your business at all, then maybe it's worth having a conversation. It's Monday morning, your Google ads are running, your website got 50 visitors over the weekend, but here's what's happening to those leads. 12 people called your phone. 4 of them got sent to voicemail because you or your CSR was on another call. You were busy in the field, couldn't get back to them right away. They hung up and they called your competitor. 8 people filled out the contact form on your website. It went to an email inbox that no one's going to check till Tuesday afternoon. 24 hours later, that lead is gone. The leads that did get through, you, your customer sales rep, or office admin wrote their info down on a sticky note, piece of paper, sitting on your desk with a little note attached. Call these people back. Got no CRM, no follow-up reminders, no tracking. And by Wednesday, 3 of those leads, they've already booked with someone else because you never called them back. And the reality is you just spent like $800 on marketing on leads and lost 15 grand in potential revenue because the systems simply aren't there. So if you're a PE firm, you see this every single time you close a deal. You can do your due diligence, but a lot of times if you're not witnessing the day-to-day operations and seeing what's going on, some of this stuff can just kind of fly over. If you're a business owner, then it's the opposite. You live this frustration every single day. You know this is going on, but you just can't stop it. You don't know how. And a lot of times it's frustrating because you're trying really hard to grow your business, but most of the time it feels like you're scaling the headaches and the problems, not the size of your business or the amount of money that it's generating and gets sitting in your bank account at the end of the year. That's the sad part, is you probably have a great business, strong reputation, loyal customers, solid local demand, but the infrastructure that you're running your business on is from 2005. Got no CRM, no attribution, no automations, no systems, ultimately no real way of knowing what's working and what's not. And I'm sure you guys have heard this countless times before. Anybody that's given out advice or has been in this industry for a long time will tell you that the most important thing is knowing your numbers, right? And this is a huge proponent of that. So if you're a PE firm, you're going to lose 6 to 12 months of value creation just by trying to figure out and implement systems to modernize a business post-close. That is literally what you're trying to do, right? Like that's the play. That's where the value is sitting, right? If you're a business owner, it just feels like you're spinning your wheels. It's probably pissing you off knowing that growth is entirely possible, but you kind of just feel like you're in the dark. You don't really know what the exact next steps are to get there. And those are the problems that we can help you solve. So let me tell you why we're the right people to fix this. My name is Bain. I'm one of the co-founders of Trade Ops Consulting, along with my partner Yash. And together we have over a decade of experience, not only running, but also helping home service business owners just like you grow and scale with our modernization systems. I've worked in the trades. I've started, scaled, and sold my own multi-6-figure home service business. We've ran the crews. We've been in the field. We've built these systems in real life. And more importantly, we understand what a day in your life actually looks like. And over the past 5 years, we've worked with businesses and PE firms that are acquiring $3 million to $30 million home service companies across all different verticals like HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, landscaping, tree service. This system works across any home service business. We've tried it and tested it in all of them. We've installed the same modernization system for all of them. And we've also worked with hundreds of individual business owners. And in some cases, we've helped them add at least $2 million in revenue every single year by implementing our services. We have exact case studies and stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. But here's a picture of me running my business, just so you know that I'm not completely full of shit. So here's a quick example. We worked with an HVAC company that was in North Carolina doing about $1 million a year. Everything on the surface checked out. They had a great team, good reputation, but their systems under the hood were a complete disaster. No CRM. They were writing leads down on pieces of paper. How many of you guys have like a notebook that's like crumpled up or tucked in the glove box of the truck with like people's names and phone numbers on it, right? That was me. Totally get it. Their website looked 10 years old. Their marketing was just word of mouth and some random Google ads that were running, spending money, but no one was tracking it, had no idea if it was working or not. So what we did was we came in and we installed our 3-phase system within 90 days. Here's what we saw. Their booked jobs went up by 34%. Their call to book rate went up by 39%. Their tech utilization rate was up 22%. And we cut their admin hours by 17%. And this translated to over $2 million in additional revenue just in 2025. The crazy part, we implemented this entire system in 32 days. And that's what's possible when you stop just patching little holes and just install a complete system, take it all out in one shot. You can go to our website, you can scroll under this video and see the wall of testimonial videos that we have from other business owners raving about our service and the results we've generated. We've got screenshots of their text messages to us saying that they're extremely happy with the service and our systems, and also some screenshots of the results that this has generated as far as the amount of inbound calls and leads that businesses that we work with are receiving. So by now you might be wondering, okay, that's great. How does this actually work? So let me show you the exact framework. Before we get into it though, I want you to think of your business like a funnel. And at the top, you've got the people, the customers with a problem. And then at the bottom, you've got your services delivered, the money's in your bank account, and you've got a happy customer who's referring you to more people. But between those 2 points, there's bottlenecks, friction, there's leaks. And most businesses try to solve these problems by just pouring more money into marketing at the top. Just send more volume through this broken system. We just need more leads, more leads. But the reality is, if your funnel is full of holes, you're just lighting your money on fire. So what our system does is we fix the funnel and we try to do it in this order. Most of the times, for 99% of people, this is what we're going to do. Phase 1 is systems. We got to plug the leaks. We got to fix the funnel, make sure that it can actually handle volume. Next is we do some marketing. We turn on the tap. Now that the funnel's fixed, there's no water leaking out. We can start actually sending volume and more customers through this, right? And then phase 3 is the branding, polish on top. And this is what's going to allow you to charge more and build a really great reputation and stand out amongst competitors. So I'm going to walk you through each of these steps. All right. And here's our funnel. Phase 1 is the systems. And for most of you guys, this is where the majority of the money is hiding. Home service businesses, a lot of you are losing like 30 to 40% of your potential revenue just because you're missing these systems. So here's what we install. First thing, lead handling automation. So every single lead source, whether it be Google ads, local service ads, Facebook, social media, website form, phone calls, all of that goes through one CRM. And the second that a new lead comes in, the lead gets an instant text and email, you get an instant text and email, and then the lead gets added to a pipeline with automations that trigger at different steps in your sales process. No more sticky notes, no more leads falling through the cracks. Every single person that ever comes in contact with your business is going to be stored in this database so we can access them and do a lot of cool stuff that we're going to talk about further here in this video. The next thing is sales infrastructure. A lot of you guys, like we mentioned earlier, great at your trade, killer craftsmen. You guys know what you're doing and are delivering an outstanding service, but a lot of you guys probably aren't business degree holders or sales reps or have any formal sales training. So there's a lot of lost revenue that can be made up there. And what we're going to do is we can give you and your CSRs or salespeople, if you have them, scripts, frameworks, all the things that they need to be able to close more jobs. And while we can't literally come to your location and close these leads for you, as great as that would be, what we can do is give you inbound call scripts, objection handling templates, pricing presentation frameworks, stuff that'll just make your life a little bit easier. And no, you don't have to memorize some sleazy word for word closing statement, but there is some just general sales stuff that we can give you guys that's going to help out. Next is automation sequences. This is powerful stuff. So we build out automated email and SMS campaigns that nurture leads who aren't ready to buy yet. Most of you guys probably have nothing when it comes to someone who called you and you either try to get back to them and they didn't reply, or you just forgot that this lead existed in the first place and they're just sitting in your database or a missed call on your phone somewhere and you have no way of actually possibly converting that lead or making anything back out of it. So let's say that someone requests a quote, but they don't book. They go into a 14-day follow-up sequence. Or someone books a job, but it's not for like 2 to 3 weeks. There's time in there for them to cancel, or someone else comes along and gives them a different quote, whatever. What we do is we send out pre-service emails as well and videos that like reinforce the decision and prevent cancellations. We'll talk more about that in the video section later too. Another piece of this is reputation management. So we're going to automate your review requests. We have scripts and trainings for you or your techs or whoever to ideally get reviews in person, but we understand that not everybody's perfect. Sometimes 1 or 2 might slip through the cracks. So we can build automations and stuff that ask customers for reviews immediately after a job's completed. We can also automatically reply to all the reviews that get left on your Google business profile. This is super important for visibility in local search search results. And most business owners either struggle with this or they just completely straight up forget. We've done hundreds of consultations and audits with business owners, and it's crazy to me still to this day how many I see that have been in business for 5-10 years and they have like 30 reviews or less on Google. It's just absolutely mind-boggling, kind of crazy, knowing that you've served like thousands of customers, right? The next piece is video assets. And this is where things get really, really powerful and start to create a really, really amazing customer experience. And it sets you apart from your competitors and puts you in just a different league because they're not used to this kind of experience. So we'll help you create videos that go out at every stage of your customer journey. So post lead form submission, they get a text, an email, and a video that says, hey, thanks for reaching out. Like, here's the next steps. Here's what you can expect, right? Post estimate, testimonials, case studies, other projects that you've done that are similar to theirs. And it's like, hey, here's why homeowners choose us. That's going to dramatically impact your close rate, I promise. Pre-service, a quick message like, hey, your tech's on the way. Here's what to know. Or for some of you guys that offer services where it's really important that there's no hoses in the front yard, or the driveway is easily accessible, or gates get unlocked or opened, or that there's a path into the house, or that things are set up properly, like make your life easier so you don't have to deal with that when you get to the actual property and you're wasting time and money just sorting all that stuff out. Send them a quick video explaining the things that they should probably have done already. And also a post service, thank you for choosing us. This is a part where you can leave a review too, but ideally that gets handled in person. But also it's really great just to have that one kind of final thank you where it's not just like, okay, we got our check, we got paid, the invoice got collected and sent, which we're out of here. You know what I mean? So that's really powerful too, just for like building a long-term relationship with your clients. You guys probably know that it's way cheaper and way easier to keep and maintain a client than it is to go out and get new ones. So keeping that relationship going is really important. We also create videos for leads that go cold. They didn't answer the phone when you call them back. They get a video. They didn't approve an estimate within 24 hours. They get a video. They're not ready to buy yet. Or for some of you guys that have a high ticket service where the sales cycle might be a little bit longer, they go into a long-term nurture sequence with educational content, reviews, case studies, examples of projects you've done in the past, stuff like that. And this is how modern businesses operate, but most of your competitors, in fact, more than likely, none of them are doing this. And this is the kind of stuff that like digital businesses have completely figured out. And with more modern type businesses, this stuff is like kind of the bare minimum, but it hasn't quite made its way into the more traditional or like home services. And so if you implement this stuff first, like your customers are going to be kind of blown away. And I've seen it firsthand. There was a roofing company that was working with my mom at her property, and they were doing all the stuff that I just told you about, sending videos, pre and post estimate, all this. And she was like, wow, this company like really cares. And, I've had questions and they answered them right away. Like, trust me, it matters. Of course, my mom ended up going with them and, they closed a $12K roofing project. So this stuff matters and customers will pay attention and notice. And it's definitely going to impact the next thing, which we're going to talk about, is referrals. And again, another very common thing that we see on consultations and audits is when we ask a home service business owner, what's your number one source of leads right now? What's your biggest client acquisition channel? Always word of mouth. And what we do is we build a simple, trackable referral program that turns your happy customers into a consistent lead source. And this is the difference. Most businesses hope for referrals. We make them systematic, right? So you guys probably understand that with the referrals, with word of mouth, it's like feast and famine. One day you're booked out for a month and then all of a sudden the calendar's empty. And the reason why is the happy customers, naturally in conversation, when it makes sense, yeah, they'll talk about you and you might get a job from their friend or their family member, whatever. But when you actually create a system or a program that incentivizes people to actually go out and start conversations about your business and refer people, and those people have an incentive as well to act on a deal or a discount or something relatively quickly, that can be really, really powerful for turning the best marketing system for any business, which is referrals and word of mouth, into a predictable system. So that wraps up everything in phase one. These are the systems that we're going to put in place. The leaks are going to get plugged. And then after that, we can start talking about phase two, which is marketing. So now that your business can actually handle volume, we can start to go out and build a demand engine. And what we're going to do is focus on high intent channels first. These are things like Google local service ads. So you can show up at the very top of search results when someone's searching for HVAC or whatever your service near me. Next, you've got Google PPC, Google search campaigns, optimized for conversions, not just clicks. Most of you guys are sending traffic to like the homepage of your website, completely useless. You're lighting your money on fire. Landing pages with call tracking numbers and lead forms and pixels, all this stuff needs to be tracked so that you guys know that if leads are converting off of that, you can send that info back to Google. You know where your money's getting spent. You know if it's profitable or not. Google is a really great channel if you get it dialed in and if you know the numbers and if it's mathing. But if it's not, then Google will happily take your money and you're going to be left wondering why your phone's not ringing. SEO, so you can organically show up at the top of pages is for your service terms across all the areas that you serve. I hate to keep bringing it up, but in audits and consultations, another thing that we see is most people's websites are just quite honestly trash, but also a lot of times the structure, the way that the website is built doesn't actually support the website being able to rank for anything outside of like maybe the town that they're based in, or if people search their exact company name, which is very rare. So with the right website structure and SEO program, you can get your website to start to rank in all of your different service areas for all of your services. Once you get this dialed in, this can be a huge needle mover for generating leads outside of like your close proximity or immediate service area. Next up, Google Business Profile. Make sure it's optimized with posts, photos, reviews, link all your social channels, give it as much information as you possibly can. Google Business Profiles are super great for showing up in that local, hyper local area. And this is also most of the time going to be your first touch point for new customers, right? They might see your Google ad, they might see the website, but a lot of people click on Google Business Profiles, and that's where they get to see your photos of your work, your customer reviews. So a lot of times Google Business Profiles are the first touch point. And then from there, they'll go out and click on the social media or click to the website and they'll convert there. So it's really important that your Google Business Profile is optimized because this serves as a great top of funnel first touch point. So super, super important. Next up, what we can do is layers of awareness with remarketing. Meta ads, great for running super hyper local targeted ads for specific services, for seasonal stuff, or for just brand awareness. But also meta ads are very very powerful for retargeting. So people that have visited your social media pages, people that have clicked on your website but didn't call you, right? We can retarget all of them with ads, and that can be really great for increasing conversions. Email and SMS, super slept on. We have run remarketing or reactivation campaigns where we've got a business that has 1,000 people in their database of leads that didn't get booked, didn't get an estimate, never turned into a paying customer. We send out one text or one email, and we've seen that turn into tens of thousands of dollars of booked jobs. So a lot of you guys are completely sleeping on email and SMS, or you want to do it, but just don't know what to say or don't have the system to actually initiate that. Next, EDDM campaigns are targeted direct mail. These are really great for branching out into new service areas, or for those of you guys that have higher ticket services and you want to target like a higher income neighborhood, or you kind of know what pockets around you, your target audience or target market exists in. EDDM can be great for that. It has to be done right though. Otherwise, you're probably going to see low conversion, but there's a method. There's a method for this, and it can be very effective if done right. And then also stuff like a newsletter for just long-term engagement and touch points with your audience, sending out a happy Thanksgiving email or a Merry Christmas. You'd be surprised how far that stuff goes with like deepening your relationship with your customers. And if you're in the home services, man, you know that once you close a lead and they become a customer, unless you do something to like seriously fuck that up, like that customer will be a customer for a very, very long time. The lifetime value or the amount of money that one customer can spend with your business over the next 5 to 10 years can be absolutely insane. And little things like a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas email, like all these things matter, right? So we can set up a newsletter so that your customers are just getting consistent kind of contact and communication from you. And here's the key difference, right? We don't just run ads. We connect everything through call tracking, form submissions, landing page conversions and tracking, and CRM tracking so that you know exactly which channels are producing leads, which channels are producing booked jobs, and also what your cost per booked job via each channel is. And most businesses are spending money on marketing, but they have no freaking clue what's working, or they ask their agency and they can't give them any detailed reports and have no idea. So they just kind of come up with some fluff answer, but it doesn't actually give you hard numbers and data so that you know exactly what every dollar that's getting spent on it, where it's going and what it's converting and how much it's returning back to you. So that's what we're able to do, is give you complete visibility into your marketing data, ad spend, and we can back it up with hard numbers, right? And actually provide you with detailed reports of what these different channels of customer acquisition are performing at. So next, moving on to phase 3, that's branding. So once these systems are dialed in, the marketing is running, it's time to polish the brand. And this is where you can go in, upgrade your logo, website, vehicle wraps, uniforms, yard signs, business cards, all the visual or kind of external touch points that make you look like a premium company and an actual brand. So why do we do this last? Because if you have a beautiful beautiful brand, but broken systems, you're literally just losing high quality leads faster, and you're kind of tarnishing that like really good polished image. But once everything else is working, branding is the thing that's going to allow you to charge 20 to 30% more than your competitors and actually close jobs at a higher rate. And that is the magic of the three-phase system. More leads, less leaking through the cracks, additional revenue, and you can charge more. So here's where you need to make a decision. You've got two paths in front of you. Path A, you keep doing what you're doing. You're running on outdated systems. You're losing leads. You're wondering why your competitors are growing faster, feeling like you're working 80 hours a week, but barely making any progress or feeling any tangible growth in your business. And that's what 99% of home service business owners do. They know something's broken, but they never take action. I'll do it next season. In the winter when I have time, or I can't really afford it right now. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just confused and frustrated. I'll figure it out later. I'm too busy. I'm working right now. Like I got too many things going on. That's not what you want to be. Half B, the alternative, is you decide today that you're ready to modernize your business and you're ready to install these systems that will let you scale without adding more chaos. So if you're ready to work with people who've done this dozens of times before with businesses that are just like yours and can show you exactly how it can be done in 30 to 45 days, that is what the top 1% do, right? They invest in themselves, they get help, they implement proven systems, and they grow faster than anyone else as a result of doing those things. So if you're a home service business owner, this sounds like you, and you want to build something valuable, this is how you beat the cycle of being the chuck in a truck or stand in a van. You start actually running a real company. On the alternative side, if you're a PE firm, this is how you accelerate value creation. It's how you standardize operations, how you hit your EBITDA targets in 90 days instead of 18 months. If you're in the second group, if you're ready to take action, here's what happens next. Start with our free modernization audit. There's no cost. It's completely free. No obligation, no pressure, no forced sales, no high pressure sales tactics. Here's exactly what we're going to do. We'll look at your business or one of your portfolio companies. We're going to analyze these things: your website and lead flow, your CRM, your follow-up systems, your sales process, your close rates, marketing, attribution, your operational bottlenecks, and anything else that we think might be impacting the growth of your business or slowing down your day-to-day operations. From there, we're going to diagnose and explain exactly where you're losing money, what systems you need to fix first and fast, and also the estimated amount of revenue or EBITDA impact this could have on your business, right? And all of that would be useless without a roadmap for implementation. This audit alone, it's worth thousands of dollars. We do it for free because we want you to see exactly what is possible. So here's what I want you to do right now. Click the link below this video or the link somewhere on this page and book your free modernization audit. It only takes 20 to 30 minutes. We'll analyze your business, show you exactly where the opportunities are, and give you a clear roadmap. And whether you want to work with us or not, I promise you that you will walk away with insights that will make you more money. I put that on everything. We've done hundreds of these with other businesses, and the most common response or comment that we get at the end is that the business owner is thankful that we took the time with them that no one else was willing to do to really go into the nitty-gritty in excruciating detail and explain how some of this stuff actually works, so that they walk away feeling educated and can make better decisions about running their business as a result of just talking to us. So if you're ready to implement these systems and you want to partner with someone who's done this dozens of times, we can lay out a path for what that looks like. However, we do have a capacity and a limited number of clients that we can take on each quarter. Once our implementation schedule fills up, we stop taking new projects. Once our calendar is booked, once we know that we're kind of at capacity, that's it. We stop taking on new clients. Also, to avoid obvious conflicts of interest, we only work with one service per service area. So one business or one vertical per zip code, if you will. So don't wait. Click the button below, book your audit, and I look forward to showing you exactly how much money is sitting inside of your business right now. Talk soon. See you on the call. Bye.